Thank you and welcome everybody. So on this Thursday after Ash Wednesday, obviously very much thinking in Lenten ways. And of course, I'd been thinking beforehand about, the invitation to pray, to fast and to give. And especially, of course, this evening, we're focusing on prayer. So it seemed to be something that had crossed my mind recently that I might pray the Psalms during this Lent. So hence the topic this evening. And of course, the psalmist, so often urges us to sing to the Lord, as in Psalm 98. Oh, sing to the Lord a new song, for he has done marvelous things. Make a joyful noise to the Lord, all the earth. Break forth into joyous song and sing praises. Sing praises to the Lord with the lyre, and the sound of a psalm. And Monteverdi, has done a lovely setting of the Latin translation of these verses. So to bring us into the presence of the Lord, I'm going to just play the recording of that. During Lent, I often recall Fra Angelico's remarkable fresco of the Scourging of Jesus. The artist's depiction seems to invite us to experience the events through Jesus' senses. We can almost hear the jeers of the soldiers, feel the blows on Jesus' head, taste perhaps the soldier's spittle on his lips, and see the darkness behind the blindfold. And so this evening, I'm inviting you to pray the Psalms and we'll focus on passages which evoke the senses. So, Jane.
The heavens declare the glory of God. The skies proclaim the work of his hands. The pastures of the wilderness overflow. The hills gird themselves with joy. The meadows clothe themselves with flocks. The valleys deck themselves with grain. They shout and sing together for joy.
So we'll pause now for a moment just to absorb and to reflect on these quotations.
The voice of the Lord is over the waters. The God of glory thunders. The Lord over mighty waters. The voice of the Lord is powerful. The voice of the Lord is full of majesty. The voice of the Lord breaks the cedars. The Lord breaks the cedars of Lebanon. He makes Lebanon skip like a calf, and Sirion like a young wild ox. The voice of the Lord flashes forth flames of fire. The voice of the Lord shakes the wilderness. The Lord shakes the wilderness of Kadesh. The voice of the Lord causes the oaks to whirl and strips the forest bare. And in his temple all say, Glory.
You cause the grass to grow for the cattle, and plants for people to cultivate, to bring forth food from the earth, and wine to gladden the human heart, oil to make the face shine, and bread to strengthen the human heart. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. O taste and see that the Lord is good. Happy are those who take refuge in him. The eyes of all look to you, and you give them their food in due season. You open your hand, satisfying the desire of every living thing.
I am continually with you. You hold my right hand. Let your hand be ready to help me, for I have chosen your precepts. How very good and pleasant it is when kindred live together in unity. It is like the precious oil on the head running down upon the beard, on the beard of Aaron, running down over the collar of his robes. Your robes are all fragrant with myrrh and aloes and cassia.
Of course, we don't only, absorb the Psalms through the senses. The head and heart have also a part to play. And I remembered back as a teenager, I can't understand why, but as a teenager, I became very interested in the Psalms. And this reminds me the Revised Standard Version of the battered Bible that I used. And for some reason, it was these lines from the Psalm 127 that have stayed with me all these years. And at the time, I remember reading them often. Unless the Lord builds the house, those who build it labor in vain. Unless the Lord watches over the city, The watchman stays awake in vain. It is in vain that you rise up early and go late to rest, eating the bread of anxious toil, for he gives to his beloved sleep. So just for a few minutes, I'm inviting you to think of your own maybe favourite quotation from the Psalms, and whatever it might be. And just for a few minutes, we'll just sit with that in silence. Another idea that I'm going to explore, please God, this Lent is the example of William Wilberforce, the great anti-slavery MP. Psalm 119, as you know, is the longest psalm in the Psalter. And when he was an MP, apparently he used to walk home to his house. And at the Hyde Park gate, he'd begin reciting Psalm 119, and he'd have finished it by the time he got home. So maybe like the monks of old, I'm thinking about that I might walk a little with the Psalms this Lent. Of course, there's nothing better than the Psalms to lead us into prayers of intercession. So many times in different ways, people cry out in the Psalms to God for God's help and guidance. O Lord, God of my salvation, at night when I cry out before you, let my prayer come before you. Incline your ear to my cry. In the day of my trouble, I call on you, for you will answer me. And I love the certainty and the resolution. The Lord has heard my plea. The Lord will accept my prayer. And the response from God in Psalm 81, you called in distress and I saved you. So now, if any of you would like to unmute for any prayer of intercession that you wish to say aloud, and we'll just say, Lord, in your mercy, hear our prayer. So we'll conclude with the version based on Psalm 27.
calling. Hear, O Lord, and show me your way.
One thing I ask, this alone I seek, to dwell in the house of the Lord all my days. For one day within your temple feels every day alone. Oh Lord, bring me to your
The Lord is my light and hope of salvation. The Lord is my refuge. Whom should I fear?
Since the Lord I seek, to dwell in the house of the Lord all my days. For one day within your temple feels every day alone. Oh Lord, bring me to your
Thank you, everyone. God bless you in the week ahead.
Thank you, Rosalie.